Smoking of foods is the principle of cookery where foods are exposed to smoke and heat simultaneously. And on the E5 and E7, it's an absolute breeze to do. The setup is the sizzle plate must be sitting flush on the multifunction plate, as it is there. The centre burner, or the universal burner, goes on first, starts the heat process, and then the two rail burners, the right and the left, go on. That'll give us enough heat to get that plate fairly hot so we can start the process of the smoking. Each barbecue comes supplied with the foil trays for smoking, nice and low, which suits the rack which will go on the top. The wood chips, I'm using a mixture here of oak and mesquite, and they've been soaked in Chardonnay to give them a slower burn and extra flavour. They come in all sorts, sold in our barbecue stores, and you can choose and match and get cherry wood and apple wood, so there's a great variation. Also, if you want a quick burn, there's also some shavings or large dust from the timber as well, so the choice is yours. Soak those to give that a slower smoke. And all we do, place a handful of those straight onto the foil, and what I notice is now I can hear a bit of sizzle, and that tells me that it's already warm and there's evaporation happening from that wine. Now, while the wine is evaporating on the tray, we need to set that up for the smoking. So the first thing we do is the smoking rack, which comes supplied, has a short rear leg and a higher front leg. This then enables the 15-degree plate to become level. These legs sit into this slot that's on a multifunction plate, and so now we have got a flat surface above the smoke to place the food. It's not ready yet for smoking. We still need to see less sizzle and more smoke, but the cover can now be placed on the top. It has a glass lid so we can see the food as it's smoking. Simply goes on the top and down. Now, once that's on, the speed of the heat will increase fairly fast, and we can tell by the dial where it's at. Also, the indicators that I look for are smoke coming out of the side vents in this part here, and also around the rim where the glass meets the lid there. Okay, have a look at that. Enough smoke is coming out, plenty of heat. What we need to do now is to maintain that. So all I like to do there is just turn down the three burners because cooking is about temperature control and timing. So control, turn them down. That's ready now for the food, so let's prepare the food. And a simple and very tasty way of flavouring, especially salmon, is this way here. Bit of olive oil on a plate, a few flakes of some salt, a twist of some pepper, here we go like that, and some zest of lime, so just a few little sort of pieces on top of that, and simply place the fish, and we're using some beautiful Huon salmon here, just those cubes. Now I've cut these into cubes because that's a great way of doing a little cocktail party, and if they're cut up smaller they're going to cook quicker, and they're exposed to more smoke on those surfaces. So with those, just a little turn, here we go, and pieces this size should take around about 5 minutes on moderate heat to be cooked with a nice sort of gloss in the centre. So, ready to go. Remove the smoker hood, plenty of smoke, and all we do, we place those on. Now it doesn't matter whereabouts you place it, you don't necessarily have to put it in the centre there, because all these racks will be actually covered and exposed to the smoke. And there we go, like so. Then straight away the smoker hood goes over the top and let that go. Now in about 5 minutes time at that setting, which is about 175, 180 degrees, they'll be ready. If I think there's too much heat, then I can simply turn off the centre burner, the universal burner, and let the two roll burners do their job. That there is just nice, a lot of smoke, should be ready in about 5 minutes time. Okay, the salmon has had 5.5 minutes, it smells beautiful, so time to take off the smoker hood. Again, be careful, it does get hot, so with the handles up and out, turn off the heat, And straight away, visually, have a look at that. You'll see the lovely gold tinges that have been created from that smoke surrounding the fish. And little test, nice and soft in the centre, they are ready. So what I need to do is remove those from the smoker rack, and basically all I need is a pair of tongs and a palette knife, and lift those off. And if you have a look, you'll see underneath, beautiful colour. So just place all those onto a platter, and those I'll present on a bed of lettuce with a little bit of dressing, lemon wedges and a splash of basil oil. Absolutely beautiful. After the smoking process is done, mostly you'll find some seepage and spillage from marinades and oils and juices from the items we've smoked, which fall onto the sizzle plate. And ideally, you should get that off while it's still warm and not wait for that to be cold. So what I'm going to do is show you a quick and easy method so that can be cleaned and you can continue on with your barbecuing. So we've got some residue there from the salmon, and I want to still keep sort of cooking on here, so I don't want to soak it down. It's on a low temperature. A pure cotton cloth straight on the top, drizzle some water onto that cloth, and as it evaporates, wipe that away. And what you'll notice is that the stain might stay for a while, but the oil and the bits that were left from the fish are now being sucked up into that cloth. Just like that. And that is now gone. All I need to do later when I'm finished cooking is take that off, a scrubbing brush, soapy water, and it'll be perfectly clean. And that's a great technique to use if you want to continue cooking on your barbecue. That removes the most of the grease and grime, but I can then continue cooking, and then at the end of the day, soapy water, rinse, and it's back to brand new again.